New Orleans Pelicans just 8-22 since the clock struck 2023. They're hosting Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. And boy, oh boy, this was maybe a game you look back with huge playoff implications. We'll explain more in a second. Luka with a beautiful dime to Dwight Powell inside. But Powell will be on the receiving end of a throwdown. How about Trey Murphy III throwing it down? Off the Ingram miss, it's Kyrie Irving finding Christian Wood, who Euro steps his way using the left. 15 points, 8 boards off of that Dallas Mavericks bench nowadays. But it's the Pelicans up a bunch in the third. Take a look at Doncic, not about to score. He does that often. It's about him grimacing. He's having some problems with a thigh of his. More on Luka in a second. I mean, like in a couple seconds. As Murphy knocks down the 3, look at Luka, top of your screen, still grimacing. The Don would have to leave this game and not return. With his Mavs down 18, could they make a run without their superstar? It's Hardy with a monster throwdown. Okay, young fella. Come get this smoke, Jackson Hayes. NBA's leading fourth quarter scorer goes to work. It's Kyrie with the 3 plus the foul. It's a beautiful day in Kyrie's neighborhood. A beautiful day in Kyrie's neighborhood. Would you be his? Kyrie had 27. Mavs, though, still down 8 with 100 seconds to go. Tim Hardaway Jr. puts a 3 in. Could they really pull off the comeback without Luka? The answer is no. Beautiful off-the-ball movement from C.J. McCollum. He gets it back and scores, going glass. He led everybody in scoring with 32. Channeled his inner Kyrie with 16 points in the fourth quarter. And the Pelicans got a very rare 2023 win, 113-106. Yeah, Luka's been dealing with this thigh injury for weeks now. We're starting to hear more and more about it. It feels like Dallas was trying to keep it under wraps a tad bit. But now, obviously, with him leaving the game, it's out there in the atmosphere. Luka's hurting. And this is not the time to be hurting with the playoffs closing in about a month away. And I hate to say it, but this is why a lot of doctors, a lot of medical experts tell teams to rest their players in season. You get a guy like Luka Doncic that, Luka has pretty much let it be known he's going to do whatever the heck he wants to with his body right now. And obviously Luka's a great player. No matter how many beers he drinks before and after a game, he can still go out and dominate you. But if a guy's not going to treat his body like the top tier guys, science tells you that they should be rested about once every 8-10 games. Luka has been playing his behind off this year and for the most part been healthy this year, but he's hurting right now. And Dallas needs to win games. They're one of those teams, by the way, that could very well miss the play-in tournament. I don't think the Warriors are going to miss the play-in tournament. They can still win games at home. And again, when Golden State gets to the playoffs, I mean, they beat Denver in the playoffs last year. I understand the Nuggets were not at full strength. You're telling me you're going to pick the Nuggets over the Warriors if that's the 1 versus 8 matchup? All the Warriors need to do is just get to the dance. I believe that's what the Mavericks need as well, just to get to the dance. But the Warriors are going to find a way to win regular season games. They're getting healthier down the stretch. Now, the Mavs, on the other hand, I mean, you're pretty much about to be relying heavily on Kyrie Irving, who, by the way, as a number 1 option, has never really had a lot of success. If Luka has to miss a few games down the stretch because of this thigh injury, I mean, they just blew one of the Pelicans. That's a game that you really want to win. Dallas could easily miss the play-in tournament. And speaking of missed games, Luka's also got 15 technical fouls. The next tech he get, he's done for a game. So, I mean, there's some things brewing in Dallas. We said this about this pairing of Kyrie and Luka. I told y'all as soon as the move happened, I said, look, they're going to be a worse regular season team, period. Dorian Finney-Smith plays hard. And obviously he was kind of undersized when he was asked to play the 5 when Christian Wood was out of the lineup or whatever the case may be. Dorian Finney-Smith is a guy that plays hard every possession. He's playing like he doesn't know if he's going to get minutes the next game. Spencer Dinwiddie obviously has some really good stretches. As great as Kyrie Irving is, this is a 6'1" guard we're talking about. He's very limited on defense. The Dallas Mavericks are very bad on defense as a team. Christian Wood ain't locking nobody up. These guys, Dwight Powell ain't locking nobody up. Tim Hardaway Jr. ain't locking nobody up. Luka ain't locking nobody up. This is a very bad defensive team. Any game they're up, as many points as they're up, they can they can blow it and lose by the same amount of points. I would tell you this. If the Mavericks get to the playoffs and Luka and Kyrie are okay, they can beat anybody in the playoffs. I stand by that. That's what's been my whole thing. Is I think Kyrie was worth it because in the playoffs, Spencer Dinwiddie couldn't beat the Golden State Warriors. Kyrie and Luka, they got a chance. I'm not saying that they would win. I'm saying Kyrie leaves Steph Curry up at night a little bit. That's what I'm telling you. And if they can't make the playoffs, this was a disaster. And Kyrie Irving's got a lot of money riding on not only making it to the playoffs in Dallas, but taking it to a long run to get that max contract that he desires. And a big part of that is Luka's health. We shall see. Very, very bad news out of Dallas with Luka dealing with this thigh injury here that apparently has been, hurting him for quite some time. And again, Luka ain't no darn gym rat. Like, I'm talking about working on his body. So, I mean, this dude is just a ball player. This dude is a hooper's hooper. But, we'll see how long it takes that thigh to recover. Very bad news for Dallas this close to the playoffs, though.